Says I get all day and stand on time. Yeah. Well, being at Tony. Okay. We don't know where we're here.
Ready? I'm doing video. There we go, but hold on, I'm going to take a photo. Oh, sorry. I want to hop it.
Randy probably has
I don't think so. I thought that. Smile, Bob. You're fighting for the picture now.
Randy, what's up? Thank you guys for coming.
So you're still there?
Shall we dance the evening here? Shall we move to the beat of the drum?
A big round of applause for all the shapers we got amongst us here today. Over the last 20 years, we've inducted some of the most legendary board builders in the world, and this year is no different.
Oh yeah, we Huntington Beach.
And I believe we have Duke Ipa going to be blowing the conch for us today, and son of legendary shaper Ben Ipa. So as we get going here, we're going to start with a little bit of sounds from the ukuleles as we get things ready here, and be followed up by the drums as we get ready to kick off this 21st annual event. Once again, let's hear it for all the Shapers in the house. Have no budget. So it's all paid by those t-shirts and everything we got right underneath the tent up there. Please make sure that you get yourself a token to take home with you. If you buy 2 t-shirts, you get a free poster. And there's lots of great Shapers here to get them to sign for you today. So definitely take home something of value. The industry legends and Shapers who are here among us today. So knowing how kind of humble most Shapers are, if you're with a Shaper who needs to be recognized, why don't you go ahead and clap and kind of raise your hand next to him right here. We'll kind of get a feel for what's going on. I see a bunch more. Yeah, you are. See Doc over there. We got Jeff Ho here.
The blowing of the poo is a call to the divine.
Langiloa o malie ke ho e ia la e kamoa e ka ini taliwai ai ko o lalo e ku ali ai ia ka e o na wai kala kala me kale hua e kalele hua no kanoe e ka uno e anu mai aloha e aloha e aloha e
Very nice, very nice. I saw Herbie Fletcher showed up. I see Steve Van Doren out there in the crowd. How you doing, sir? Jeff Lowe right here in the front row. There's Doc. Oh boy, there's just Shapers galore all over the place. So as they're coming on up, we'll go back to the ukuleles. Hello, ukulele.
It's huge.
trophy to show off for each of this year's inductees, and it's a privilege to be here and see it all go down. This town sure has changed a lot. I've been surfing out here for 40 years, and well, I'll tell you what, from the early days of Main Street and going up to Georgia's Surf Center and getting yourself a Jan sandwich after a salty morning of surf and watching it move into what it is today, you know, the soul is still here, and definitely have seen so many faces in and out and around. Everybody seems to end up coming to Huntington at one point. So this event kicked off 21 years ago, and I believe it was down in Capistrano Beach where we started off, or Doheny. Things have changed. A lot of shoe shops. We're right over here. We've got Jack's and Huntington Surf and Sport holding it down for forever now. So they've been supporting the town for a very long time. Wind & Sea Surfboards is where I used to work, and they used to be up there on 6th and PCH and over here on Main Street. And a lot of the shapers used to come and get their...
I'm your Huckleberry.
All right.
All right, the Chief and the Utes. Do it together. Let's hear it for...
Let me hear that.
Chief Tama and Chloe ukuleles. We're going to get things going before we get things started for you. All right.
A walk of fame. Just right here, skateboard on the wall. Love you, Christian.
Love you, buddy. Well.
About 5 minutes.
Tropical Hawaiian day. Whoa.
I am Ron from Jack Surf Shop, Huntington Beach. We want to donate $1,000 from Walk of Fame of Huntington Beach to Hall of Fame of the Shapers. Yeah. Love the Greeks so much here.
Wow, he's ugly. What's there not to love?
They go back and forth.
Well, is everybody ready?
Yeah!
Okay. As I'd like to introduce ourselves, this is Bob. It's a little patinaed, but we enjoy having that back here every year. Thank you, Brad. Let's see, where am I at here? Bob Steele. Bob Steele here. Hey, Bobby, how you doing? Michael Tilden, artist. Randy Lewis Surfboards. Randy needs to get inducted into this, so keep it in mind. Chewy, local artist, he's here. Bob McDonough, editor Surfing Magazine, right here. Peter Townend, first world champion surfer. Where's PT? Timmy Turner, our local surfing hero right here. Stand up, Timmy. And as you just heard, Ron from Jack's. Thank you, Ronnie. Appreciate it. That was awesome what you're doing for us. A couple seconds to honor the ones that we have lost this year. The first one is Rockin' Fig. And if you missed his memorial down here, that was incredible. I'm getting teary just think about it. His daughter, Janelle, yeah, is sitting right here. Can you stand up? And then this guy's son and daughter-in-law is here, and that is Ben Ipa. So without further ado, I'd like to turn this over to Greg, and we'll get it started.
No!
This microphone over here, I think, is dead. Oh, okay. Is it working? They are some of the finest surfboard builders in the entire world. And without these guys and the other many board builders throughout the surfing world, throughout the surfing industry, Jack Surfboards probably wouldn't be here. Huntington Surf and Sport probably wouldn't be here. Greek Surfboards might not have been there. It says, if it wasn't, another thing I'd like to mention is that the boards that these guys shape generally turn out to be beautiful pieces of art that become more valuable over time. Uglier than him, and I always convince everybody else that...
See? They agree.
Yeah, see?
You are.
Yeah, right. You ready?
Why?
You ready?
You.
Why? You ain't got no alibi. You ugly. You ugly. Your mama says you ugly. Your dog says you ugly.
The crowd says you're ugly.
But, okay. Ugly?
It's a tie!
I paid them all $5 to say that.
I get 10%. I'm a real estate agent. Now, we're going to do, you know, do you see these awards right here? He puts these things together. He came up with the very first one. We put everybody's names on them. We've been doing this since day one. And these things are absolutely gorgeous. So we've got a special induction coming just for Rat. Yeah. We took a Mickey Rat. Okay. Dave Reynolds, are you here?
No, I didn't make boards because I wanted to make money for a living.
Yeah, there's no money in surfboards, right? Well, anyway, Rat, we're going to hand you this award. We've got a T-shirt and a mug for you. Here, come on over here. And you have just been inducted. You're the first and only inductee into the International Ugly Man Hall of Fame. And here's your award.
You have to check this out.
Turn it around. Turn it around. There you go.
You guys have to see the picture on this.
Oh my
He has a huge divot on his head.
That's great.
Oh my God.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
That was incredible, Jill. Thank you. Woo.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, Bob and Mickey. I didn't know this was going to turn into a roast. But anyways, hi everybody, I'm Mayor Kim Carr, and it's really thrilling for me to be here talking about something positive and all good about Huntington Beach for a change in this past week. And I really just want to thank so much Bob Bullen and Mickey for putting this event together and bringing it here in Huntington Beach. So thank you so much. We are Surf City, and this is where this should be held. So thank you. And really, at this point, I wanted to just acknowledge the Shapers. I've been married to a surfer for 24 years, and my husband Steve is here. And I will tell you, there's very few events that my husband likes to go to. And when I told him I was going to this one and told him what it was for, he's like, oh, I'm going to that one. So, and I think it really speaks to how the surfboard shapers are truly the unsung heroes when it comes to surfing. And if anybody was watching the US Open of Surfing last week on TV, and believe me, we had it glued onto our house 24/7. Time and time again, they were talking about how the shapers really have changed the art of surfing. And that really is sort of that fine line of everybody has incredible talent, but who has the best boards for the right conditions? And I've heard from my husband many, many times about once in a while you get that magic board. And that magic board, you want to just keep it and then just keep trying to get that same one over again. And I've also learned when you're married to a surfer, you never have enough boards. Yes. So there's 1,001. So today it's a real honor to recognize everybody who's being inducted today: Will Allison, Gene Cooper, Walter Hoffman, Mark Richards, Ed Sakel, Bill Stewart, and Don Ichimura. Thank you so much. And I just want to also acknowledge a few people in the room. Mayor Pro Tem Barbara Del Glaze, a huge fan of the surfing community, has been a great partner to have. Former Mayor Jill Hardy, who's also another big advocate for our surfing community. She's done nothing but. Former Mayor Dave Garofalo, another huge advocate for our surfing community. But last, before I turn the mic over, today is October 9th, and the City Council declared this day to be Rock and Fig Day. And that's why I have the shirt on. And Chanel, it's so great to see you today. And we had a really big event planned for Rock and Fig Day as part of Surf City Days, and unfortunately we had to cancel it this weekend. But rest assured, this will be rescheduled, and then going forward indefinitely, in perpetuity. Thank you. You know, I haven't had my coffee this morning. We're going to be having Rock and Fig Day every day, and that was one of the things that the City Council approved unanimously, was to make sure that we never forget Rock and Fig. So let's just, if it's okay with you, that we have a. Oh, I know the other one. It's front and back. It's a custom shirt that was made. So if it's okay with you, Bob, if we just had a quick moment of silence to recognize today. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for the surfing community. I love this community, and I'm so grateful that we can come together and celebrate one another. And so with that, I'm going to turn it over to you, Bob, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor Carr. And we'll have you back up in a little bit to give those awards out. Okay. Next to us, and we just really appreciate having White Pennants on our board. And Tony Soriano is on our board also, wherever he is. Oh, he's hiding back there. Okay, Tony. And is Dick Metz here? I heard he might be coming, but I don't know if he made it. Okay. And then we got the Willis brothers right here. Stand up. Now, the funny thing is, if they change name tags, you'll never know. They're twins. And these guys rode big waves, they shaped big boards, big guns, and everything else. Very supportive of the surfing world, and just a couple of really nice guys. Yeah. But anyway, I'm shrinking. So this, do we need another chair up there somewhere? Oh, you got a chair on the end. Okay, good. Herbie Fletcher, where are you? Come on, Herbie, get over here and grab a seat up there with those guys.
Frank Lohr and the Willis brothers.
And the Willis brothers, absolutely. There and does a great board. Hey, Wayne, is my board ready yet?
I don't know.
The blank hasn't come in yet, or? Anyway.
Wayne wants another award by sitting in the front row.
Yeah, that's what he's thinking. Ain't gonna have him.
He's driving the
bus. About Will Allison, I think.
So my name is Kauhi Ho'okano. I'm from Kauai. And he asked, Greg asked me to come up and explain some things to you guys. So I thought I'd say something about the ha. And a lot of us have heard the word, but may not really understand what the true translation of ha is. Have anybody? Some of you guys, there's a lot of Hawaiians here, a lot of Howleys here. Anyway, to make it quick, so I don't keep this going. Ha means the breath of life. So when you hear ha, as in aloha, mahalo, Hawaii, haole, it's all kind of a similar translation. Ha being the breath of life, and with that, I think let's do a demonstration with brought over here. So we're going to do the ha. We're going to exchange the breath. And that's the whole thing about the ha. So speaking of ha, aloha, L-O-A, A-L-O, I'm sorry, means the present, to follow, to go with. And the ha is the breath, or the spirit, the mana. So, aloha. Hawaii, ha, again, it's the presence of breath. Vai is the fresh water, and I is the supreme God, Hawaii. And then now we come to haole. Now, what is haole? Everybody thinks it's a tourist that comes off the plane, kind of a negative connotation, but it's not. It's a person without breath. They come and they shake your hand. They don't give you the breath. So it really is a person, a foreigner without breath. So when somebody calls you haole, they're not really disparaging you. You're just a visitor that makes happen. So basically that is the whole thing about the ha. And ha is very integral, very central to the Hawaiian culture. and the language.
So I've never met Will, and 50 years ago, this coming summer, we went on a surf trip. We were riding for Dino, which is a little company a couple blocks over that way. And we were representing the East Coast along with Charlie Baldwin and Kim McNair. And we had a great summer traveling up and down the East Coast, and Will was just great. Just this stylish, classy type surf. And all four of us ended up making boards. And Will being here today shows one thing, that nice guys can finish first.
Thank you, Greg. You want to come over and grab the award and give it to him? Or Rat can do it. Yeah. Oh, Bob and Nona. You're supposed to come up too? Come on. I think Bob has a few words he wants to say about you too. I don't know if I should vet it first, but.
Will spent 3 years plotting locations to place divers and platforms, a job requiring technical precision, which he obviously put to good use making boards eventually. Will made frequent trips to Florida to ride a few waves during time ashore. One of those trips he reconnected with Pete Dooley, who Will had met surfing and judging contests on the East Coast. Pete had begun natural art surfboards in Melbourne Beach. He suggested Will get a blank from East Coast foam, some resin, and shape himself a board. Will picked up rail cuts from a Greg Lore shape. Greg had been working for Pete shaping at the time. And after returning to Baton Rouge, he shaped, airbrushed, and glassed his first board.
Makaha, he came and he surfed. He took pictures and wrote letters and sent photos home to all his friends to get them to Makaha to go surfing. And he built boards. The boards today, the big wave paddling surfboards, still have some of his outlines. Walter was the coolest man I've ever met. Anyway, he started surfing Makaha in the early days, and then he came back to California and helped Hobie start shaping surfboards and manufacturing with the new aerospace materials like fiberglass and resin and the new waterproof glues. Anyway, Walter's been the best. And so one time he comes by and says, "Hey Herbie, you want to go to Bali?" I go, "Oh yeah, I got to ask Dibby though." So he takes me to Bali, and for the first time, and all he said was, "I want to ride the tube." And he wants to ride the tube. And he sat out at Padang Padang, 8 foot, and he got the wave. He got the wave. Stay in the tube and don't look back. My father-in-law, Walter Hoffman. Yeah. Give him a hand.
I really appreciate surfing and the ocean and be free with nature out there. And surfing is my whole life. Thank you, God, for giving it to us.
Yeah. Thank you, Walter. You've been a blessing to the surfing world. And also, we have his daughter, Joyce Hoffman. I'd like you to say some words, please.
Thank you very much. I know this means a tremendous amount to my dad, particularly at this point as a lifeguard. So thank you for all showing up. God bless you.
The greatest woman surfer in the world, Joyce Hoffman, stylish Makaha surfer. And also Christian Fletcher, my son. He started. Hey Christian, where are you, buddy? Here we go. Yeah, Chris. Here's the man. The one and only.
Hey, how's it going? I just wanted to share a quick story about going surfing, what it was like going surfing with my grandpa and my dad and stuff as a kid. we'd be going down to Mexico, and me and my little brother would get blindfolded in the car, sitting in between those two in a truck. And it wasn't so we wouldn't tell our friends where we went surfing, it was so we couldn't tell our friends where we went surfing. And those were some of the best times of my life. Thank you. Thanks, Grandpa.
Yeah, Christian. So I want you all to know that when Walter came back from Hawaii, he brought the Aloha Spirit and the prints, and with all the servicemen, they brought the floral prints back, and Walter got everybody started, you know, like George Downing going to Balboa, Catalina, and Laguna Sportswear, but he helped start OP, Quicksilver, and many others, you know, and he's still going. He has a large art department that does a lot of surf work. He's a great man. Let's see, there you go.
There you go. Who's this? Gene Cooper. Looks like Gene Cooper's up next. Come on, Gene. Well, fix that jacket.
Oh, wow.
You've done a lot for your community, being a firefighter, and it's been great knowing you. And working next to you down in Encinitas was a really good spread in my life there. So, without further ado, Mr. Gene Cooper.
Thanks, Jim. I really appreciate it. I worked, like Jim said, next to him in the next shape room over, and I learned a lot from him. It was very enlightening. Little tricks, many expletives. He would string them together in a way that I'd never heard before. Something goes wrong in the shape room, we all have a little case of Tourette's. I think everybody probably has the same experience. But Jim is a creative genius in this area. So I just want to give props to Jim for teaching me all those new words. It was fantastic. Also, Barry Hahn, I want to thank him for bringing the surfboard that they asked us to bring and display. And I like that one particularly because he rides it every day. And it's 20 years old and holding up, so I'm pretty proud of that. And then also, I'd like to thank my friends that came. I'll Venmo you. And most of all, I'd like to thank Lance Carson, who couldn't make it today. Good friend of mine. I have lots of friends we make in surfing, and he's one of them, and all these people are some of them. So anyway, thank you very much.
Sent us over a note, and the interesting thing for me before PT takes over, because PT knows him, I've really never met him, but the thing he said in here was he had a vision in mind of how he wanted his surfboards to look, but didn't have the planer skills to create it. It all changed in 1977 when he was 20 years old. He stayed on after the Hawaiian contest season to shape with and learn from Dick Brewer. He gave him tuition. He showed him the process with the planer and hand tools to create the board to match the vision in his mind. And he was the single greatest influence on his shaping career. And he wouldn't have become the shaper he is today without Dick Brewer sharing his knowledge. And the nice thing is that we had an impromptu induction here the other day, and we got to induct Dick Brewer for just about a couple of weeks ago. So I'm going to turn it right over to PT.
Found out I was accepting for MR about an hour ago because his good mate Greg Wade, who, if you remember, MR was a victory guy for many years, and Greg was going to do his acceptance today. But just quickly, I've known MR since we were young teenagers growing up. I lived in Coolangatta with the famous places, Snapper Rock, Superbank, and Cura, and MR would come up for school holidays with his dad, and they bought a unit. And so we started surfing together when we were young teenagers, and both of us end up, of course, being peers and competitors. But in those days, we made our own boards. That's what's huge today. I don't think there's anyone on the World Championship Tour today that actually rides their own boards. But in those days, we all made our own boards, and so we'd shape, and then we'd use other guys like Dick Brewer, and in my case, Mike Eaton was making my boards for the North Shore, and Tom Parrish, another one that needs to be in this Surfboard Builders Hall of Fame for sure. But it's interesting, MR would, first thing he'd do would just thank all of you surfboard shapers, the brethren. That's what he would do, I know, because he loves his shaping. He still has his house at MR Weather Point, Merriweather Point, with a shaping room in the back. He's still shaping surfboards today, and of course his influence from Reno Abellira to make twin fins changed the whole dynamics of surfing in my era, which led to Simon having to build a thruster because no one could beat MR on his twin fins. So I accept this on behalf of my friend MR, and I will make sure that he gets his trophy when I go to Australia next, which I'm not sure when that's going to be, because COVID still has us in lockdown.
Unbelievable where I am today because of you guys. Unbelievable. Did you still live in Boston? California, still back. Talk later. Good man.
Come on over here. Go shake his hand. Go. Ed Sakel's one of our local guys right here. I'm going to read this, Ed. His love for surfing began back in 1959. He was 10 years old, so I'm way older than he is. He would rent surf mats in Hermosa Beach, and then he got his first real surfboard at 15, joined the Boy Scouts, and he would take them on surf trips. Riding at big waves, he took trips down to Killer Dana, which is a great place. Mickey, you remember? Killer Dana. I surfed with you a few times there. And that was fun. I think even Big Dale surfed there every now and then, you know, so that was great.
Boards and lightning bolt while on the island. This was the beginning of his love for the craft of building surfboards. Back on the mainland, Ed's good friend Eddie Talbot was opening a new shop, ET Surfboards in Hermosa Beach. Eddie called Ed in Hawaii and offered him to come help him build boards. Ed headed home, shaped boards for ET's garage. He ended up working for ET for over 15 years. Ed began a family with his wife Sandy and 3 kids. That's in a shaping factory, then later opened his own surf shop, Bullet Surfboards in Huntington Beach. In 91, he moved to his current location in downtown Huntington Beach, on the second block, and renamed. He's worked at the shop at 16 for several years, and today he's now running the store as a shop manager. And you can always find Ed in the shop on Saturdays, chatting with customers, talking about his latest shapes.
Hey Grayson!
You really,
sign this!
Who the heck is Ed Sakel? You know?
Yeah, can you bring over here?
Who told me?
6'3".
Yeah, I met the Greek at Shoulder West.
You have to get a picture of the print. Oh, no, he likes the print. You got the Christian print. He looks good with the phone.
Come on, yeah, bring him on over here. Come on. Well, I'm just going to read from the script here. Bill Stewart is known in his own mind, I think, but as the father of modern longboard. And let me see, smile. It did get those teeth fixed. Okay, great. Have you ever seen the picture of him and the band from the Haggerty's Club and those guys? Oh, gee, it's really something. He was born in Bowling Green, Kentucky in 1951. His family relocated to Florida when he was a young man, a toddler actually, in the summer of '64. At age 12, Bill caught his first wave, one that would lead to a journey covering thousands of surf breaks and 120,000 plus surfboards.
Surfer like on Bill Stewart's not slowing down anytime soon, and is always dreaming of new inventions, creations, and designs to shape the next wave of surfing. Bill, congratulations. It's a pleasure to have you join this wonderful.
And there in the back, we got Cody and Tony Savani, one of my greatest longboard team riders out of North Carolina. He went over 100 surf contests.
Hey,
Phenomenal. I love that guy. He's got that East Coast hospitality.
Tom, get this shot with Dibby gets in it.
So
Buddy,
pretty
Thomas!
There we go.
There it is, Dibby.
And this is Indiana, and this is Lydia, and that's Danger
Hey, buddy,
Monkey.
come sign this.
Danger Monkey. This is the new Stewart Roller Surf Simulation. And thank you for everybody that came here to. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Now, is Don Ramsey still hanging out here somewhere? Don Uchimura started shaping surfboards back in the 1940s.
Thank you very much, and on behalf of Don Uchimura, Don Ramsey accepts this award for him, and I'm stoked. Thank you very much.
Okay, let's see. We're almost done. Well. In closing, oh, now we need to get a group photo. Can we get everybody up here in the light and get a group photo?
Are you done?
How's this elite club of surfboard building icons? We are done.
Surfing Museum? Yeah, okay. We'll go that. The downtown bid are board members Corky Carroll, Leylon Connolly, Dave Garofalo, and Matt Littering, who keep the public informed about this event. See, I got you in there, didn't I? Oh my gosh! Look at this. It doesn't get much better than that, does it, Tom? Turn around, wave at the crowd over there, Tom. Past inductee, Tom Morey, Morey Boogie Boards, you name it. Maury Pope.
Of our inductees today, so I will not make you get up because I know you've been going up and down, so I'll hand each one to Will Allison, Gene Cooper, Walter Hoffman, Mark Richards, Ed Seiko, Bill Stewart, and then the family representing Don Ikumura. So thank you all. The city thanks you as well. We're really honored to have you here, and we're so grateful for making our surfers look amazing here in Surf City. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor Carr. And
Hey, and after the event, don't be afraid to come up and talk story with these guys, because they love to talk story. And you're not going to get another chance unless you come up now and do it, or see them at the after party at the museum. That's going to follow immediately after this. So come on up and see your favorite surfboard builder. Thank you again for coming. I really appreciate it.
Nice.
You know, it's funny. Only just flipped it out.
Will. I didn't know he was the shaper. I'm always. Give me a room, right?
You're standing right there and you push me away.
Swear to be here for a second.
Nobody can stay in eyeballs for more than 5 seconds here.
Did somebody pick up Mark Richards' award? It was sitting on the table. Okay, don't forget, are you going to hang on to it? You're going to make sure he gets it. Okay, all right. Everybody's our witness. The PT has Mark Richards Award. Thanks, PT. Thank you.
I can get you the cup. I can get you and there is I remember you guys way back. Mark Stone. Yeah, I threw our pack of coffee. Because we're moving away 2 years, Bob.
And perfect. That one.
Come here, baby.
There you go. That's the way to do it. All right. All right. Rolling video. Yeah. Nice.
Lord, your missus went to put money in the meal and said she'd make it to meet museum. Oh, she sent you a message already? Greg, do you know Pat Nash? Greg Lowe? Greg? Yeah, right on. Yeah. Where are you signing? You're coming on Cowboy, right? He's coming on the Cowboy game? Well, he hasn't been, this is his first Skyball session. It's called the Skyball session.
Skyball session. I've been on lots of skyball.
Yeah, but not the Mexican.